Can I level up during this conversation? I can! Now I think I'm going to pick up the gun lying in the sand.
His gaze follows your motions. The rifle feels surprisingly light in your hand. Frame stopped and patched in places with tape and wire.
Let's inspect it closer.
The rifle's in a shabby state, like a crutch that's seen too much travel. Hieroglyphs are embossed into the forearm, made of walnut. On the butt, you see Vespertine writing, burned into the wood. Triangong, 4.46mm, made in Sinyao.
This uses jacketed ammunition. 4.46.
Mm-hmm.
The old man smacks his lips. It's as he said. It's a Triangong, made in Xinyao.
This guy smoked a lot of people with this, huh?
No response from the old man. The plastic cape around his shoulders rustles in a small bout of wind.
Stow
The
the
old
gun.
man keeps following your motion with his gaze. His right arm twitches suddenly.
What have you been using this gun for?
I've used it for killing people.
That's surprisingly frank.
Here we go. A trail of blood. Even the kid can smell it.
Killing people? Like straight offing them?
Yes, Cuno. Yes.
It's a gun. That's what they're for. You want a moralist euphemism? Defending your family and your property. I haven't done that. I've used it to kill people.
You mean like lately? After the war?
There is no after the war. Class war is never over.
Well, he's right about that last part.
Be careful now. Slow and steady does it. Make him repeat it first. Don't mess this up. Remember, he wants to tell you. Get personal.
Okay, so are these two... Are we in the situation again where I've got two different skills telling me two different things? Both easy. Yes, so the game wants me to see both of these. I'm gonna do this one. So you're saying you killed people after active fighting
What
stops?
did I just say?
He keeps shaking his head erratically suddenly. He brushes something out of his eye.
You were wrong. Don't listen to your hands, for God's sake. You're too close.
Unreliable narrators in my head. I know you want to tell me if you killed anyone with that gun in the last week or two.
I don't want to tell you anything, you grotesque murderer.
And why did you think that was a good idea? Don't listen to me. I'm wrong all the time.
No, you're not. You were wrong recently. You're not wrong all the time. What the... God fucking damn it. Did you use that gun to shoot and kill a colonel of the security contractor, Colonel?
The who now?
He leans in and cups his ear, dramatically, I'm
He
sure.
heard you. He just wants to hear you say it. You're in.
The fascist death squad who took a bullet in the mouth on the night of March 4th.
Oh, yes. That one. Ugly piece of work, that boy.
Did you kill him? Fucking tell this cop.
I am a son of a welder and an officer of the Commune of Revachol. I do not collaborate with murderers and pederasts of the liberal regime.
A drop of blood in the saliva. The gun. The murder weapon is the perfect opener.
Oh, so now I should listen to my hands?
The scent of blood in the air. But what else? There was something you can't remember.
I'm gonna hit myself on the side of the head while talking to him? Alright.
Wait, don't forget the footprints. The diagonal prints in the dust in the secret space behind Classia's bedroom. Now, they're gonna come up.
You would literally always know this. Okay. Of course. Thank you, Ed. Thank you.
You got it. Remember, the boot prints were like no modern soul. Maybe don't beat yourself anymore, though. You're not immortal.
Yeah. I wonder what brand of boots you're wearing.
Everything is brands with you individualists. Who cares what brand my shoes are? Sansa? Some shit.
Show me the soles of your shoes, please.
Fucking imbecile.
The old man stretches out his leg. A black and white spiral pattern covers the sole of the worn-out old running shoes on his feet.
The maker is Sensorique. The model is Corbeil, and the size is 43.
Wait, maybe it's simpler than that.
Simpler? No. This is another loose thread you will never connect.
Goddamn footprints everywhere, I
The
hate them.
kid stares at you, slack-jawed. He thinks, what are you doing? We almost got him here.
I know,
Not now.
I know.
Stop yourself.
Yo, people change shoes. You were sneaking around, right? Casing the joint or what?
Yes. You were in the whirling in rags. What were you doing in there? Sneaking?
Trying to rack your brains. You're desperate to report something back to your masters. They must have really loved that dead fuck.
The old man stares at his own prints in the ash around the fire. Silent suddenly, some strange process within him. A gush of wind. Seagulls in the distance. More. He's gonna crack. But you need a little more.
Oh, I should listen to you now, too? We've done the ballistics. The shot came from this island.
I saw you poking around there, looking for evidence. You're damn diligent when it comes to dead fascies. Did you like the view?
The view was perfect. With a pair of binoculars, I could have seen in the room.
Because it's a sniper's nest, you stupid fuck. Radio Gosh
What'd I
is
say?
right. You have worms in your brain.
Another sudden twitch. Then one more in his right eye.
Almost. He almost burst out there. Keep piling arguments. Anything.
Find out one more thing. I don't need your cooperation. I've got this.
Got nothing to say about that boomstick, huh? You choking? That's the stick that did it.
Yes, it's a real gun. Not like that little musketeer pistol. I've seen you prance around with that. Jumping hoops for the liberals. You look like imbeciles. Why don't you ask them to give you real weapons, eh? Going against automatic rifles with a flame bomb. Of course you got all those boys killed.
He saw that.
Damn, he saw you. He's watched it happen. So he saw you. Okay. So what? Don't let it divert you.
Stop squirming. I have the murder weapon.
You let them all die. Pranced around. Let your little friend be shot too. I didn't get a good look at that. Tell me, did he bleed out?
Shut up. I'm calling it. I have the murder weapon.
Who are you trying to prove this to, huh? Your friend? He's not here. He's dead, isn't he?
Can I level up during this conversation? I can! That's good to know. Good to know. I can't swap things, but I can level up during the conversation. I'm not gonna tell him. That's the murder weapon down. I've got more on you.
Murder.
The old man does not say more. He just glances into the reeds, then twitches once
Like a
more.
marionette on some invisible string.
You know who he was. A coalition-trained murderer. Armored and armed. He wasn't human. The blunt end of a hammer. Dripping with blood.
He was a rapist. I'm not saying he didn't deserve it.
Beating us to the ground. Moaning with joy. You hounds get so thorough when a company-trained killer dies. I haven't seen you on this coast for 40 years. You know, maybe I should have killed one sooner.
There it is.
Got your attention. Now you stop beating druggies and prostitutes in your basement. Now you come to investigate. Not when they die by the hundreds.
So you killed him?
Oh, the inhumanity. One paramilitary less in Revachol.
You can almost see him squeeze a tear out of his eye. His fists begin to tremble from the anger. I'm gonna hold my breath.
I had them in my sights. Both of them. Him and the whore. I was breathing with them. In phase. And I pulled the trigger and flew on the air until I landed in his mouth.
Wow. I've never thought a description of shooting someone could be pornographic. Until now.
I didn't think I had a shot like that in me anymore. I did. I saw him kneel there with his mouth full of death, and that stupid look on his face. And his dick still in her.
Then what?
Nothing. I went to sleep. Next morning there were Maybells everywhere. The world was white. Or what's left of it, anyway. My last spring here. I knew the fascists would come to avenge their own. And so they did.
Well,
Fucking hell.
kid looks at him for 1, maybe 2 seconds. breathing heavy with excitement.
Very, very precise now. Don't make a splash. You can still mess it up.
uh... Hmm. Well, if I'm gonna believe Volition, which by the way wanted me to pin this on Clausia, then this is what I should choose, right? And all of these are basically the same answer, just with a different flavor of capo type, right? I scored highly enough in all of these categories to be able to choose them. Well, Cuno heard it, so how much can I mess it up still? Yeah, how much can I mess this up? Like, we found his sniper's nest, which he said it was. We have his confession. We have the weapon. Still, every single one of these feels too braggadocious. I suppose I have to ask myself, do I feel more like a sorry cop? Or more like a communist? If it's the former, I should choose this. If it's the latter, I should choose this. I should let roleplay be my guide. I'm gonna say this. I feel like both of these are mistakes, frankly. Do you understand you're confessing to murder? To a police officer?
Yes.
A single word is all he gives.
Motive. A real cop gets a motive now.
Yeah. Shh.
You don't shush me. He could say he was taking a fall for someone, or disorientated. A confession is useless without a motive. Don't mess this up.
Okay.
Coax it out of him. He's still warm. They were fucking.
One more thing. Why were you looking at them that night?
I'm always looking.
He cocks his head to the side and turns his eyes to the city. Another tremor passes his right side, lower in intensity.
You always creeping on people through your scope like that?
The kid squints his eyes.
A rifle scope has the best magnification.
Helps him see all the shit.
And if you don't like what you see,
Click.
If it's part of the shit you see.
then you pull the trigger.
Yes. Think of it as a form of critique.
Jesus.
Start with when he first saw him. It will give him a chance to ramble.
I got 2 skill points. What is it? Posure? Never leveled this up. So I've got 2 points, so why not? That helps. What is the... That's fine. Yeah, I was just trying to see what the downside to having high suggestion was. I don't know, we'll save this last point. When did you first see the deceased?
3 weeks ago, when the rich hag came in on her galley. Her honor guard came in tow.
By that you mean Joyce Messier? The wild pines are up?
Wrinkled up whore.
And every woman's a whore, huh? I feel like I shouldn't get distracted by this, though, you know? Moving on, the victim arrived sometime after her.
They moved into a deserted apartment above the roundabout. Radio equipment out for all to see. Reactionary radio playing, sloppy and drunk. I've seen their kind during the landing. Those Occidental and masked phalanx weren't conscripts. Boys like us. They were whites. All they know is to destroy and hurt.
White?
Barely alive. They like to kill while they're on their drugs. After the landing, in the burning years, I would take shots at them. End them. The worst ones, if I had a bullet to spare. I could see they've returned now to show their real face. The face they don't dare show their bourgeois voters back on Mundi with their families and polyester clothes.
What specifically did you not like about what you saw the night of the murder?
Them fucking. I didn't like that.
I don't think he was jealous. Okay then.
Splat. A bloody spitball lands on the firewood.
Can you try that again?
Them fucking. I didn't like that.
I don't think he was jealous, but I'll ask, so you were jealous?
Jealousy is a reactionary concept. I didn't like the Reaver enjoying himself. Drugged out, soothed in the arms of a young woman. I wanted him to die so he could not enjoy life anymore.
Is that a good enough motive?
And I wanted to see his head explode. That too. She should know better than to hold a child murderer between her thighs. I knew he'd be there for one more second. Writhing. That's all it takes for the bullet to reach his head. Now that I think of it, I wasn't aiming for his mouth. I wanted his brains to spill out on her. But you can't have everything.
This man has seen past her, like you did. And now he longs to see her covered in blood. To punish her.
Yeah. I wanted her to see his head explode. How long have you been watching her?
Since she came to Martinez. I saw her sneaking in the reeds early in the morning, behind the Fell building. It was dark, still winter. She didn't have her skimpy outfit on then, just a spot in the night, moving.
I assume she was putting her documents in the dinghy. What was she doing there?
Hiding something in the water.
The
She had
buoy,
a
sorry.
fag after she'd done it. I was up in the ruins there. She couldn't see me, but I could see her, smoking. She was nervous, but not scared.
And beautiful.
Electrochemistry, with respect. I don't think you're going to be a big help here. What do you think she hid there?
Her passport and tickets to Villiers. And from there to Cachet Bru.
This is the hidden buoy she told us about. You looked into it? You must
After
have.
she was gone.
Did you keep the materials? When I found the submersible, it was empty.
No. Why would I do that? I didn't need tickets to Villiers. I'd put them back. If I wanted to extort someone, I'd do better.
Are you sure? I checked the submersible. There was nothing there.
Why would I need that trash? I'm not going to Villiers.
Okay, moving on. Did you continue watching her after this?
I did. She had a face like an archipelago, with those birthmarks, and a body hard and lean and bruised all over, black and yellow. I could see she's taken a beating. I could see who she was, too. A spook, on the run. Revachol's the cloaca of capital now. All the bagmen and arms dealers end up here to do drugs and have sex like animals.
How did you see all this? The bruises. That she was beaten.
Ha!
He shakes his silver gray head.
He must have climbed to the roof, maybe.
Come on! How did you get close enough to see her bruises, Mr. Dross?
I have my ways.
A cracked smile appears on his dry white lips. I know that there's a room behind her room in the whirling.
You've been through some secret route shit, huh? Inside the wailing in rags, creeping around.
Thanks, Cuno.
I've been through all of Martinez. Every nook and cranny.
Thank God the kid is picking it up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but that one too, right? Secret whale and shit.
Yes, that too. The things they did in that little room. What she'd do to feel good. Funny the way light works.
Fucking creep.
You turn it on inside, and it gets so dark out, you can't see a man looking in. I learned that in the 20s, when they were still hunting me.
Uh-huh.
I've seen people do some shit, but
He keeps shaking his head.
Yeah, the lightning gets shit going. Speed freaks fucking in the bushes.
Thanks, Cuno.
He must know his way around a creaky floorboard and a rusty hinge on a door.
How did you get in there? The hidden pinball workshop.
I can just walk in there now after a good wash. I told you, they think I'm an antisocial. Closing hour is a good time. The kitchen's empty.
And the door? The steel door in the kitchen? How do you open that?
I got that open a long time ago. Some bourgeois game merchant lived there. I don't know, 15 years ago. He left spare keys all over, and I took one. Then I saw her turn the light on one night in my scope.
He points towards the whirling in
And he
rags.
found use for it. A spare key, like the one hanging behind the Union Box window.
You wanted to punish her. So you killed him.
She practically breastfed that man. You wouldn't believe the things she let him do to her.
He shakes his head and stares at the ashes. So the motive isn't just that he's a killer. Like, there were lots of killers that showed up that day. His motive is that someone gave that killer the time of their fucking life. And that got under his skin. Gave that fascist killer the time of their life, and this authoritarian leftist didn't like that.
You stare at them too. In your mind, her innocent day still turns to leaf, airport bag in hand, silks flowing in her wake.
This has got nothing to do with that.
It's no good, Harry. Her voice rings in the evening air. It smells of burning buildings.
I'm gonna say nothing.
The old man raises his gaze. Something glimmers in the corner of his black eye. A bitter taste on his tongue.
You had feelings for that woman.
There's nothing to hold on to. Only this. It's not enough.
The coals of his eyes glisten suddenly, like stones dripping with water. Is he crying?
Man needs to feel something else. In this fight, it helps if you have your eye on something there. It's weakness, I know.
There have been others?
Yes, over the years. It's not unproletarian to feel something.
Should fucking hope not. One more thing about this woman.
Woman.
He smiles suddenly. So in conclusion, it wasn't about him, it was about her.
Her.
He repeats, staring at the ashes. Then the reeds. There's a twitch in the corner of his eye.
It was about bitches.
Thank you for wrapping that up so eloquently, Cuno.
There, motive, detective.